Mwahahaha! It is I, the Jacko Pizza, here to devour your souls and/or pizzas! Just kidding, guys. It's just me, running to pizza. Speaking of me, remember that video I made last month about Minecraft Championship where I used people's average placements in each minigame to determine which minigames were best for each team? Well, I recently rewatched that video and I realized it's absolute garbage. I messed up the scoring for a couple of the games, I completely forgot bingo, and worst of all, I spelled H-Bomb's name with a lowercase b. Yeah, see right there, that first B right there, that's supposed to be a capital B, not a lowercase b, so let me just change that real quick. There we go. Perfect. Much better. Much better. Oh, that's beautiful. Anyways, because that analysis was so bad, I decided to create a brand new, improved, updated version. This time with proper scoring, bingo, and accurate capitalization. Also, according to YouTube statistics, only 35 of you are actually subscribed to the channel. So if you're one of those who aren't subscribed to the channel, I'm not gonna force you to subscribe, obviously. I can't do that. I'm not gonna tell you, oh, you have to subscribe. But if you don't, you might just get a visit from the Jacko Pizza. Mwahahahahahaha! So for those of you who didn't watch the first analysis video, here's a brief recap. Minecraft Championship is made up of 11 different minigames, of which only 8 are actually played in a tournament. Between rounds, contestants vote on which minigame they want to play next, and the later on a minigame is played, the more it's worth. Therefore, an optimal strategy would be to save the games that you're best at for the end of the tournament and to skip the games that you're worst at. However, while a contestant might know which game is best for them, it's harder to determine which game is best for the team as a whole. So, in preparation for MCC 9, I calculated each contestant's placements in a particular minigame throughout all the seasons they played in, subtracted those from their overall placements in the tournaments, and averaged those out for all members of the team. Repeat that for every single minigame, and you get a chart that looks a little bit like this, where the numbers represent the difference of the team's average final placement and their average placement in each minigame. I'm going to call that number the average difference from now on, so you guys know what I'm talking about. So, a score of 3 means that, on average, a person on that team will place 3 places higher in that minigame than they do in the tournament as a whole. So, while these averages are fun to look at, they actually aren't all that significant. You see, the numbers used to make these results come from a relatively small sample size. There have only been 10 tournaments so far, and none of the minigames have been played in every single tournament. So, if a player were to do uncharacteristically well in a game, that would slightly alter that team's average difference. In fact, I bet that each one of these sample average differences differs from the true average difference. Or in other words, the average difference if we had an infinite number of data points from an infinite number of tournaments. Unfortunately, there will never be an infinite number of tournaments. I'm sorry to break it to you, but MCC will end eventually, as will everything else in the universe. So, there's no way to get the true average difference. However, there's a way to predict it. Introducing confidence intervals! A new, not really new, but a revolutionary technique that uses the number of data points and the spread of the data to create a range in which the true average is likely to appear. The confidence interval uses the percent likelihood that the true average falls within our range. So, a 95% confidence interval means that we are 95% sure that the true average is in this range. I figured that half of the games will be slightly worse for people, and the other half will be slightly better. So, if a person has an average difference of 0, that means that is an average game for them, right? Therefore, if every value in our confidence interval is positive, that means that we know, or at least we are confident, that the true average difference is indeed positive. Therefore, it is statistically significant. So, to determine whether or not a game was statistically significant for a team, I created an entire new section in my Google Sheets to calculate the difference of a person's performance in the tournament as a whole versus their performance in a minigame, and that took ages. Then I rounded those results up per team, per minigame, and plopped them into this website here, which was the first result that came up when I searched for confidence interval calculators. It's legit. It's legit stuff, for sure. Plopped it down right here. Boom. And just like that, I was able to calculate A, the standard deviation, B, the mean and the variance, and C, the confidence level, the error bar and the confidence level here. So it shows you the confidence level for different levels of confidence. So this shows you the margin of error, the range, for if you were 68.3% confident in something, then 90% confident, 95%, 99, 99.9, all that. I decided to go with the 90% confidence level because that's just a 1 in 10 chance that the true average difference is outside of where we need it to be statistically significant. I'm okay with that. 1 out of 10, I'm okay with that. And after all of that work, I was left with this chart right here. Oh man, this is what I've been working on for the past, I don't even know how long. So basically, here's how it works. We have every single team here, red team, orange team, mustard team, I guess, lime team, green team, and every single game in order of best minigame for each team to worst minigame for each team. And every minigame that is bold and italicized, that means that we are at least 90% confident that the true average difference falls, in either negative or positive. So for Build Mart, for the red team, it's negative 4.967. We are at least 90% confident that the true average difference there is negative. For the orange team Sky Battle, we are at least 90% confident that that is a positive value. So, wait, before I go any further, there are some caveats to this. Rocket Spleef, not using it. They said it got revamped after, I think, MCC 9. Haven't played it since. I'm not gonna say who is better or worse at Rocket Spleef when I don't know if the skill sets you needed before are the same skill sets you need now. Not doing it. Other caveats. There are 4 new players this time around in this season. Dan TDM, Quackity, Carl Jacobs. I forget the other one. I'm sorry if it's you. I forget. I can't keep a lot of names in my head. I didn't use those because how could I? They haven't played before. I wouldn't have any data values on them. I guess I could guess, how they would do based on whatever nebulous criteria I decided to use. However, we're not about that life, okay? We're not using guesses. We're not fantasizing what could be. We are using cold, hard numbers. And yeah, I think that's it. So let's go into the things that I thought were interesting. So first off, every single team has at least 2 minigames that we can be at least 90% confident are statistically significant. Some have 3. 2 of them have 6. The Lime Llamas or Lime Liches, whatever, and the Fuchsia Frankensteins, both of whom have 6 minigames that are statistically significant with the 90% confidence interval. I thought that was a little interesting, that every other team had 2 or 3. These 2 had 6. Now, I have a few theories as to why. Well, really one theory as to why. What I found more often than not happened was a minigame would not be statistically significant, not because every single person on that team was just average at the minigame, but because you'd have 2 people who were really good at the minigame, and the other 2 weren't as good at the minigame. So it just even out. They cancel each other out. So I think that the Lime Likes and the Fuchsia Frankensteins have so many statistically significant minigames because they seem to have a similar set of skill sets. Which makes sense, especially like for the Fuchsia Frankensteins. This is the Dream Team plus Carl Jacobs, but I can't use Carl Jacobs because he's never played before. They're all pretty good at the same things. And then the Lime Leeches, Lime Likes. How do you even say that word? I need to look this up. How do you say that word? Dictionary.com. How do you say like?
Lich.
Lich. So they're the Lime Liches. So the Lime Liches, this is the team that's made up of False Symmetry, Rendog, Grian, and Fruit Berries, right? This team, oh man, I've got to say, this team is the team that I am most excited for one reason and one reason only. Look up at the top here for the Lime Leeches, survival games. So as I showed you before, that website shows you the ranges for confidence intervals for different levels of confidence intervals. So it showed you 90%, 95%, 99, yada yada. When I ran the numbers for the Lime Liches survival games, it was statistically significant to the 99.999%. That means that there is only a 1 in 100,000 chance that survival games is actually not statistically significant for the Lime Liches. That is mind-blowing to me. I did not think I would see a value for such a small sample size that would be that significant. But it makes sense, right? This is 3/4 of the team that demolished survival games the last time it was played. 7,000 points for the Blue Bats, which elevated them into first place and ultimately got them to Dodgeball, got them to the win. And the other one, Grian, is the one who famously killed Dream and his teammates Tubbo and Fundy in that same game. So I am excited for the Lime Liches purely because I want to see that magic, that magical game happen again. I really want it to happen. Please, whatever you guys do, please save survival games till the end and just demolish it. I don't know if they would be able to recreate that same magic before because that was a once-in-a-lifetime game, but I really, really want them to try because that was one of the most fun times I've ever had watching MCC. Please, survival games, next MCC. Do it this Saturday. And also another thing I'd like to note that I just noticed, Sky Battle is usually all over the place. It's either really good for teams, like for the Orange Oozes, or really bad for a team, like the Green, team. I don't remember their names, okay? I'm sorry. And that's probably because it's brand new. It hasn't been played much, so there's not enough data values really for it. I mean, to be fair, the confidence interval calculator does account for the number of data values you have in there. So the more there are, the narrower the window will be, the fewer there are, the wider the interval will be. However, some of these teams only have 3 or 4 data points to go off of for Sky Battle. I wouldn't really worry too much about the results for that game. But yeah, I'd say I'm done analyzing for the day. Obviously, there's a lot more you can get from that spreadsheet. There's a lot of strategies and things there that could really help out these teams. But if you want to look at it further, I'm going to be posting this chart, this thing that I've created, onto the Minecraft Championship subreddit probably tomorrow because it's pretty late where I am, so I'm going to be going to bed soon. But yeah, look out for that tomorrow. Upvote it. I don't know. Upvote this. This doesn't get upvotes. It gets likes. I don't know. Yeah. But what is happening? Until then, guys, I will see you later. Bye-bye. Oh no. Oh. Did you see them just, like, shoot that guy up into the air?